Bills Mafia, Nickel City Mafia, you should be jumping through tables for the Buffalo Bills third round pick, Landon Jackson. You know, back on March 30th, my co-host and I did a Buffalo Bills 4-round mock draft. And earlier that day, before our recording, my 12-year-old son came to me and said, Dad, the Bills should be looking at Landon Jackson. At that point in time, I had no idea who Landon Jackson was. But based on some of the things my son was telling me, I had to go watch some film. And I quickly became a fan of Landon Jackson and hoped that somehow the Buffalo Bills would get this young man. Here is a short clip from our show that night. So we have two picks in the second round coming up at 56 and 62. And Jake, I want to talk to you about a guy that really has my interest. And it's funny that my son, Jonah, 12-year-old, was the one who brought him to my attention. Jonah is very much involved in football, plays flag football, watches a lot of video on these guys, these combines, and Landon Jackson. And I'm going to see where he falls here in the second. I think he's going to go in the second. We'll see. That
I like a lot.
guy is, dude, he had what I have here, second highest vertical for somebody 260 pounds. And you know who the first one, and he jumped 40 and a half. Was it 40?
It Myles Garrett?
Myles Garrett is the guy above him. He also ran a 4.68 40. Myles Garrett, 4.64. He's not, I'm not saying he's Myles Garrett, but I'm just saying this kid has some serious talent. So we'll see where he falls. Let's keep an eye on him. What's your thoughts on him, by the way?
He's a good player. I would not mind him at all, especially if you can get him at 56 or 62. Hell yeah, that's a great value there.
As you heard in that clip, my co-host and I would have been ecstatic had the Bills picked Landon Jackson with one of our second-round picks. As it turned out, Bills Mafia, Brandon Beane traded up in the second round to get defensive tackle T.J. Sanders at pick 41, thus giving up picks 56, 62, and 109 to the Chicago Bears in exchange for picks 41, 72, and 240. At that moment, I thought there was no way we'd be able to get Landon Jackson. But lo and behold, Landon Jackson falls to the third round, and the Bills don't waste any time using pick 72 to take this amazing talent out of Arkansas. Landon Jackson played 4 years in the SEC, considered the best conference in college football. So he's been up against some of the best talent college football has to offer. His first year in 2021, he played in 5 games as a true freshman for LSU. After 1 year with LSU, he transferred to the University of Arkansas. In 2023, he was named to the coach's first team 2023 All-SEC football team. In 2024, he was named second team All-SEC. He had 6.5 sacks in both 2023 and 2024, and a combined 24 tackles for losses in those 2 years. In the Senior Bowl, he battled the top drafted offensive tackle taken in this year's draft, Will Campbell, and did extremely well. Landon ended up with 1.5 tackles and a strip sack in the Senior Bowl, gaining momentum going into the Combine. Now at the Combine, this is where it got crazy. Landon Jackson killed it. His athleticism was off the charts. At 6'6", 264, yes, 264 pounds. Landon ran a 4.68 40, had a 10.9-inch broad jump, and his vertical 40 and a half tied him for second with Mario Williams for the highest vertical jump for someone over 260 pounds. Only Myles Garrett holds that record at 41 inches. This puts Landon Jackson in the same class with some of the best defensive ends to ever play the game. You should be jumping through tables about this draft pick and picking up his jersey. I want to thank my 12-year-old son, Jonah, for putting this out in the universe for the Buffalo Bills to pick Landon Jackson. It's rare when you want a player so bad for your team and then they actually go and draft him. When Brandon Beane made the call to Landon, he was extremely emotional, realizing that his dream of becoming an NFL player had come true, and he told Brandon Beane he's getting a dog. And yes, Bills Mafia, we are getting a dog. A young man who is excited to start his new journey. A young man who is truly thankful for getting such an opportunity, and a young man who is going to give it all he's got for our Buffalo Bills. Go Bills.